All right, so we got Nike preparing to literally shut the sneakers app down this week. Plus, with one of Jordan Brand's best releases of the year, actually be bricks. Guys, if you enjoy these updates, please help support the channel by hitting the like button down below. And to begin, we're gonna start with a little walk down memory lane for Nike basketball, as today they brought back the KD4 Weatherman, a sneaker which originally dropped back in 2011. It gets its nickname from the big Weatherman graphic plastered on the back and inner of this sneaker, and are regarded as one of the more highly collectible releases from the now historic KD Nike basketball line. So we saw these joints hit select retailers this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. They sold out really fast, and as far as the Nike sneakers app release, it looks like they're planning to do some type of special shock drop surprise type of release. So by the time you're watching this, you should know if you already took a W or an L for this drop, and apparently stock numbers are looking limited to just less than 2,000 pairs for this special sneakers app release. So just curious to know if any of you guys went for these joints today. For me personally, back in 2011 when these originally dropped, I was really heavy into my Jordan retro, so I kind of skipped over this whole wave of Nike basketball releases. So for me, there's really no nostalgia tied to this release right here, but I got to appreciate the fact that Nike is bringing back a lot of these retro KD models. A cool way to honor the NBA legend, especially now that he's getting towards the end of his career. And today we had Adidas release their Wales Bonner spring collection, which included various clothing items as well as footwear. So we had 6 new sneakers, which included 2 new pairs of the Wales Bonner Adidas Samba, and of course, with all of the talk and chatter that, you know, the Samba is a little bit played out right now, I appreciate the fact that they add a little variety to the mix here. So you got 2 colorways of the Adidas SL76 as well as 2 pairs of the Adidas Samba Millennium to spice things up a little bit. And as far as the clothing items, some noteworthy pieces would include this tank and short set, which retail at just 180 bucks a piece. You also have Wales Bonner's take on the classic Adidas tracksuit, with the top coming in at 350 bucks, while the bottoms retail at 280 bucks. And then you have this nice Wales Bonner jacket, which comes in at the low price of just 500 bucks. So I know a lot of you guys won't be feeling this collection, but Wales Bonner is regarded as one of Adidas' more premier collaborators right now. But as far as today's most hype release, that would most definitely have to go to these J Balvin Jordan 3 Rios, which we saw them release early access today via J Balvin's website. So all through the week, they've been advertising ways to get early access. You had to either apparently spend over $100 via J Balvin's website, or join the Familia, which is his web-based community server or whatever. Those 2 ways would get you a special password, which would then allow you access via the website this morning. So we saw them load up on the site, I want to say like around 10:40 a.m. Eastern time, and then in order to jump into the queue, you had to enter the password, which actually worked out. The only issue with the password is this: once it was known, it was passed around on Twitter, all over social media, and spread like wildfire. So once you jumped into the queue after the time went down, you then had to enter in a discount code, as the sneakers were marked up to $25,000, which is a really cool way to combat against bots and everything like that. So once you entered in the discount code, which was limited to just a certain amount of entries, that joint expired, and then I believe they actually issued a second discount code. But it seems like a lot of people were having a lot of difficulty trying to grab these joints, but I guess it all worked out, as it seemed like for the most part the people that hit weren't actually botters, but manual users. The only issue is that the discount code was like passed around and spread everywhere, so the people that actually had it probably didn't really have a fair chance. So while the release, I would say today, was moderately successful, I guess you could say, as far as the success of manual users, I would say it wasn't as good as last year's Medellin Sunset release, where we saw a lot of people have success. And I guess today's release is just kind of an appetizer of what to expect for tomorrow's big sneakers app launch, where things aren't looking too great for these J Balvin Jordan 3s, because apparently the rumored stock number for this drop is extremely limited. So it looks like at the time of this recording, apparently we have less than 6,000 pairs available for this drop. So I'm hoping that before tomorrow's release, Nike loads more pairs available to consumers, because if it's this limited, I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be taking L's, and unfortunately we'll have to hit the resale market to be able to buy these sneakers. So with Nike releasing a drop this limited, my guess is they're looking to shut the sneakers app down, because on top of that, don't forget we also have the Futura SB Dunks dropping as well. Nike teaming teaming up again with the legendary New York artist. So as far as this release, we're already seeing resellers flexing these big early pictures. And the cool thing that I did notice though about this image, if you go to the comment section, you'll notice that Futura actually commented on this image with the big crossed out emoji. So it seems like they're not rocking with resale, which is great. And apparently it seems like a lot of these pairs were actually backdoored from some of these skate shops that are actually holding this release. But the good news is, as far as tomorrow's sneakers app release, it seems like we're gonna see more than double the amount of pairs than we are for the J Balvin Rio, as it looks like it is currently rumored that we're gonna see probably a little less than 20,000 pairs for these Futura SBs, which seems a little limited, but as far as a high profile Nike collaboration like this, I would say the release numbers are somewhat generous. So let me know out of tomorrow's releases which you guys are going for. And as far as the poll of the day, I simply asked you guys what is your favorite sneaker, which is going to be dropping this week. And it looks like out of 2.7 thousand votes, it looks like the majority of you guys are rocking with the Futura SB Dunks, which took home 42% of the vote. So appreciate everybody for participating in the poll of the day, which you guys can always find on the community tab here for this channel. And lastly, before we bounce, I wanted to discuss an upcoming release from Nike and Jordan Brand, which I feel like is very important because the success of this upcoming release could play a factor into the future of one of Nike and Jordan Brand's most iconic sneakers. So we have the best look yet here at the upcoming reimagined black toe Jordan 1s. This comes courtesy of Master Chef Ian over at Private Selection. Now, over the last few years, we've had a couple of different versions of the reimagined Jordan 1. In the past, we had the lost and found Jordan 1s, which they went like the aged vintage type of look. People seem to really eat those up. They were extremely hyped, probably one of the most in-demand releases that we've seen over the last few years or so. But then last year they hit us with the Royal Reimagines, which featured this new suede finish. People absolutely hated those. They sat on the sneakers app. Nike had to heavily discount them, and it looks like apparently those joints are still available right now. So as far as these upcoming black toe Jordan 1s, while they did give them the vintage age treatment, they also included this new Air Jordan font, which is plastered right on the top upper collar of this release as well. Of course, there will be a story incorporating all of the details and everything like that, but it seems like for now, based off the first initial impressions on social media, the majority of people absolutely hate these. It seems like a lot of people are tired of like this vintage age type of sole, and on top of that, people are absolutely hating this new Air Jordan font. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how people's opinions go once these officially release coming up in October. Do you think people are still going to hate these? They're going to sit and go for under retail, or do you think like people will come around once they get the story and everything, and these will be a hype release and sell out really fast? I think the release does play a big factor into the future of the Jordan 1, because I think if these joints sit and Nike has to heavily discount them, they're going to gauge the demand for future upcoming releases based off these. So if these sit, I would imagine that future Jordan 1 upcoming releases will be scaled back a lot and a lot more limited. So let me know what you guys think down below, and drop your first impressions on these upcoming black toe Jordan 1 reimagined. So we're going to wrap things up right here. Salute to everybody for tuning in. I'm J.A. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And don't forget to comment which release you guys are most excited about for tomorrow. All right, I'm out, y'all. Love.